So on the way to becoming a shaman, there's lots to discuss when it comes to an individual who is being led to become more spiritual. But sometimes it's based on the person's soul from a past life or past lives that's actually drawing them to this purpose, and other times it's their ancestors that's urging them. It may also be that it's both energetically urging this individual to go into this path, not really to help anybody else, but really to help and heal themselves first. And as they do this, they are ultimately drawn to seek and find their gifted abilities. So these are hidden abilities that are within themselves, or they may actually discover new abilities that they had never known that was there, and that can be opened up to. So whether they've been called or they chose to go on the path, what this typically means is that they get humbled down to let go of their ego or pride and learn how to serve oneself better, and eventually their own family, then later others, in a way that helps and not harm. Now, Geineng Geiyai, or shamanism, revolves around humanity. It's not just getting to your gifted abilities and then what, right? So when you are on the way to becoming one of these rising shamans, and you're trying to hone in on your gifted abilities, you're given responsibilities for not just the person yourself, but for the planet, and for some universal duties as well for other people, such as helping with the climate changes to seismic issues, or pandemic to global issues as well. You may need to wake up in the middle of the night to trance, or oneng as we call it in Hmong, or go into this emergency type of healing as part of a cosmic and collective effort to prevent something negative from happening in the world that maybe you aren't even aware of yet. All of this is part of becoming one who serves the planet for the sake of yourself, your family, and its inhabitants, right? So it's important for an individual to be unbiased when doing so, if they are in fact becoming an enlightened shamanic healer or practitioner. Now, anybody can become a shaman, a person that you can teach to become a shaman, right? But to become an enlightened healer or shamanic practitioner, it takes time and effort, and it takes connection to spirit, essentially. I will also add that all shamans are not created equal, and that each type of shaman doesn't matter the culture that you're in or that you're from. You're given different fields of duties to take on. As you take on these shamanic duties to helping yourself, your family, and the planet. In Hmong shamanism, when a person is rising, whether by themselves or under a sifu's guidance to become a shaman, the process takes a while. For most, it may be a couple to a few years to let through the thought of becoming more spiritual, to sink that in, and especially the idea that they will be filling their lives with shamanic duties, aside from mom, dad, or other role duties that you have in the family. It can be intimidating and scary at first, and sometimes even embarrassing to begin performing these shamanic rituals. It may feel awkward or strange, but it's all in the way the individual thinks about it. Now, ideally, and initially, most times these individuals should opt to release any trauma or karma or negative life experiences first before actually going externally to serving others, and other times they may need to actually do this simultaneously within their rising shaman process, especially in becoming a shamanic practitioner or healer. That if you are wanting to go into a more enlightened, energetic individual that will be doing this for yourself and others. An individual who may become a shaman one day may experience paranormal activities, may be fearful of ghosts and spirits, and they may have sensitivities to that, especially if they go into a room or a house that they may feel that. They may be urgeful and drawn to watch horror movies, but they know that they shouldn't, and they know that they are going to be scared or frightened from doing so. From working with many clients, I have found that there are some that are urgeful to watch these scary movies, but at the same time, they are frightened of doing that. So you may also experience instances of sleep paralysis, to hearing name being called when no one is around. to vividly dreaming of flying over mountains or so. For others, they may go through unknown illnesses that aren't rational or unexplainable from a mainstream or medical perspective. For example, they may have headaches and migraines out of the blue, or when the weather changes from sunny to thunderstorms, or if they are watching a really negative movie or are around too much negativity, this may cause the onset of a headache at the front rather than the back of the head. They may also experience clumsiness to incur multiple injuries to the same limb or body area, or have an onset of stomach pain when they didn't actually eat anything that could possibly have caused it. And the list can go on and on. But there are some who may experience life-altering situations such as infidelity and the urge to separate from a marriage because of dishonesty caused by one partner not feeling happy within a marriage. So, where others may experience financial difficulties and anxiety in their current career because they are becoming more conscious through an inner knowing that maybe that career isn't enjoyable any longer, and that they are opting to go do something totally 360 degrees from what they've been doing all along. But they don't quite realize it yet. The younger generations are beginning to feel this, that it isn't worth it to go to college or even finish high school for some. In a shamanic perspective, I would look at this as a realization of the subconscious knowledge sparked by intuition that's telling the individual to not keep on doing something that is within the corrupt social cycle. Their soul is telling them, right? But at the same time, they still need to find a reason to get a higher education as we sit here in reality due to the need to put bread and butter on the table. I always say if you churn it through and through the storms, you'll be likely to survive in other situations. It's best not to get emotionally caught up in things that will make one feel anxious. Why? Because on the back end, there is always something spiritual that is causing this anxiety that one feels. So instead of feeling hopeless or helpless, choose to let yourself feel your soul again. Even after all negative experiences that you've gone through, you let your ego and pride down, release the anger and the tension that's pulled you back, and choose to serve with compassion. You must go back to serving the public or someone, because at the end of the day, it is your life that you are working towards and working in. You choose to have a good day or a bad day. And in my shamanic practice, I always say discipline of the self means being honest with yourself. If you're not happy, do you absolutely know why? Don't blame it on anyone else, and always know that you can ask for help. So there's nothing to be ashamed of by asking for help. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means you're honest with yourself. In essence, on the way to becoming a shaman or one who serves yourself and have the capability to improve others, there will be negativity in your way. There's no doubt about that. But this is to challenge you whether you can conquer your fears, forgive, and still be compassionate at the end of the day, neutralizing your enemies, even the sweetest ones. I call this path the open road to becoming a planetary warrior who can battle anything that comes in sight, allowing the darkness of night to become day. And that is the challenge for all of those who are rising to become a shamanic healer. Now, if you are on the path and are still climbing to get there, but still not sure what you're doing, go check and listen to the healing song link in the description below a few times, and to see if you feel the vibrations within this healing song as you listen to it. If you do, check out my 11X Enlightenment program that will help you spiritually shift and activate your DNA to empower, transform, and elevate your spiritual journey to the next level of your enlightenment. Warmest blessings, and until next time, this is Master Shaman Palai Chi with Falithi Healing.